Hello, everybody. Travis Simlinger here again from Progressive Coaching, located in Zurich, Switzerland. And today I have another video in this series, in this playlist on values and rules. So if you haven't been watching these videos, you really need to watch these in sequential order because each video in the playlist builds on the previous. So I will put a link to that up here somewhere so that you can do that. If you have been following along, excellent, and doing the exercises, I'm sure you've come a long way already. Now, this is the next building block. In the previous session, we looked at, you discovered your values. You're moving away from pain values. Okay? A lot of people, coaches and things who talk about values don't go into the moving away from pain values, but these are more important than the moving towards pleasure values that I've spoken about this in the previous sessions. And what's even more important is now in this video, we're going to discover our rules. Okay, our rules about what actually has to happen for us to experience our moving away from pain values, these negative emotions that we spend our lives trying to avoid. What actually causes us to experience these emotions? So I'm going to share my screen now. Try to pack a lot into a very short time frame and bring it straight to the point. So here we go. So let's use our list here as an example. So these are just one person's example of their moving away from pain values. These are the emotions that are most painful for them, so they try to avoid them. And you can see they must have attended our previous session because all the values are ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all ranked in order from most painful for them in descending order. So the big question that I am answering today is this: how do we find out our rules for our moving away from pain values? The answer is this: to find out our rules for our moving away from pain values, we ask ourselves the following question. In the past, what has had to happen for me to feel my moving away from pain values? Okay, we want to record specifically what has to happen, or what have been the triggers in the past for you to feel these values, for you to experience these emotions in the past. So let's do an example. Let's take this example person's top source of pain, which we can see there is the feeling of failure. So we ask ourselves the key question here. In the past, what has to happen for me to feel like I have failed? To feel like a failure. And the person says, I feel like a failure when I don't get the results that I wanted. This could be, I didn't get the job that I wanted, or maybe they have their own business. I didn't get the contract that I wanted. Maybe I didn't get the partner that I wanted. I didn't get the specific results I wanted, and I felt like a failure. Okay, and we ask again, what else has to happen for me to feel like a failure? Oh, if I don't do a good job on my project at work, this person says. Okay, and we ask again, what else has had to happen for me to feel like a failure? And the person answers, I feel like a failure when I'm not as smart as other people in a conversation. Or I feel like a failure when everyone else are doing good in their lives. Or I feel like a failure when I think that I'm just not good enough. Okay, that's that. That's the extremely important action step for today. So do what I have demonstrated by way of example here for your own personal, unique, moving away from pain values that you discovered in the previous session. In fact, I'll link to that session up here somewhere for you. So you want to record in your journal your current rules for your top 5 moving away from pain values. That's the step. Now, the most critical element in this step is to stay out of here, stay out of your head. Okay, we don't want to edit. You don't want to edit and try to make your rules better than they actually have been up until now. Okay, do not apply what you have been learning in the previous sessions. Doing that will mess up everything. So please do yourself this favor and record how you have been operating up until now. Okay, this is going to serve you more than anything. What is needed here is brutal honesty. Brutal honesty. Up until now, what have been your triggers for feeling your top 5 moving away from values? Up until now. So in the past, what has had to happen for you to feel you're moving away from pain values? You want to end up with a list of rules for each of your values. So if you have 5 values, like this example here, failure, discomfort, anxious, embarrassment, feeling stupid, okay, you want 5 separate lists of a number of different rules to experience each of those values. And you write down your rules just like I have in the example on the screen for all of your pain values. And then in the next video in the series, we'll have some fun. Apart from that, thank you for supporting the channel. Any questions, I'll answer the first 10 in the comments as always. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.